Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you're probably aware from the title of this video, I am headed back to Firefly Music Festival again this year with my husband. We are super excited about it. This is the fourth time that we are going to Firefly. We are giant live music junkies. We love going to concerts together. It's kind of our thing. And Firefly has become a bit of like a summertime tradition of ours. So we cannot wait to head back again this year. The headliners are Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, The Killers. I know Jimmy Eat World is going to be there, which is like throwback to my high school days. So I know it's going to be a really great week. Hopefully we'll have good weather. Fingers crossed that it won't like torrentially downpour on us while we're there, because that would be kind of the worst. But yeah, it's usually a long 4 days. It's tiring. You do a lot of walking, you take in a lot of sunshine, but it's a ton of fun and I am seriously looking forward to it. So at this point, all I have left to do is pack and prepare and get all of my stuff ready, which I feel honestly pretty good about. When you've been to the same music festival multiple times, you kind of learn the ins and outs of what you need to bring and what you can leave at home. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I wanted to give you all of my tips and tricks and packing recommendations. If this is your first time going to Firefly, hopefully we'll see this in time to kind of give you those last minute reminders of things you may not want to forget. And honestly, even if you're not a music festival person, which I know a lot of you probably aren't, so many of these things would be applicable if you were going camping, if you were going to on like a beach trip, really any kind of like outdoor excursion. Most of this stuff is stuff you probably want to think about or bring with you, so I'm hoping that it will be helpful. So for any of you who are kind of unfamiliar with Firefly or what the whole deal is, it's a 4-day music festival in Dover, Delaware. Obviously, you can just buy passes to the festival itself. You could stay in a hotel, you could drive in every day, or you could choose to camp out right outside the festival. They have campgrounds that you can buy passes for, which is what we have always done. And obviously, if you're camping, it's quite a bit of a different experience than if you're planning on staying at a hotel and actually have like, you know, your own shower to use every day. So for the purpose of this video, I am going to split things up into sections. We're gonna start by talking about the things that you wanna bring with you to the actual festival grounds itself, regardless of where you're staying overnight. Then I want to chat a little bit about attire and what you should wear, because I feel like Coachella has kind of given us unrealistic expectations about what you should wear to a music festival. And then last, we'll talk about camping and just a few things that I like to bring with me as someone that is planning on spending a night, or well, 4 nights at a campground. So when it comes to the actual festival itself, you know, you need to get in line forever and then go through security to actually get into the event. And my philosophy has always been, like, plan on not going back to your campsite until the very end of the day when you're gonna go and sleep. So I pretty much am planning to bring with me everything I'm going to need for the entire day of being at the festival. It's a really big pain to go back and forth and have to go through security again. And obviously, if you are staying in a hotel, you're probably not gonna be going back and forth. You have one shot, so you wanna make sure that you've got everything you need with you as soon as you get to the festival gates. They're also way more restrictive about what you can actually bring with you into the festival than what you can have camping, so I will link that list for you guys if you want to read the whole thing. So number 1 is this guy who has seen many a music festival and an event, and that is a backpack. I have found that a backpack is the way to go for carrying all of your stuff, as opposed to bringing like a tote or any kind of a purse. Because honestly, something that's just digging into a single shoulder will get real annoying real fast over the day. A backpack distributes weight way more easily and it can hold a lot of stuff, which honestly I've found I've usually wanted to have quite a bit of things with me available since I'm at the actual festival for like, I don't know, 12 hours, 15 hours, you know, something crazy. I got this guy at Marshall's a couple of years ago. You can find pretty affordable backpacks also at Target. Obviously, and this theme will carry through the rest of this video, don't bring anything really nice that you would be upset if it got dirty or potentially ruined, because festivals are dirty places. You know, you're going to be putting things down on the grass, down in the dirt, so you don't want to be bringing your nice designer leather backpack with you, obviously. Find something that is durable, that will hold up, and that you won't mind getting a little bit grungy while you're there. The second super important thing that I learned the hard way you want to have with you at a festival is a floppy hat. So back in 2016, when I went to Firefly, that was the year that Mumford & Sons was playing, and I actually missed their entire act because Ryan and I had to go home early. And the reason we had to go home early was because I had sun poisoning and I felt a little bit like I was dying. It was like 90 degrees outside, there was not a cloud in the sky, shade was in high demand, you basically couldn't even find a place to sit because everyone was in like moving into the trees or any area where they could find just the tiniest bit of shade. So I was kind of forced to be sitting out in the sun for hours and hours. I was trying to stay hydrated, but honestly, like even the water stations had gotten warm, like there was no cool water even to drink anywhere, and I think my body just got so overheated that I lost it. I had a wicked migraine, I was nauseous, I was weak, I could like barely even get up off the ground. It was horrible. So we ultimately decided that it was just time to go home. It was Sunday afternoon, so we went back to our campsite, packed up our tent, and left. After a few hours, I was feeling much better. I was able to like get down some pain medication, keep chugging the water. Being in the air conditioning made a big difference, but I realized after that happened that I needed to bring shade with me if I wasn't going to be able to find it at the festival. And that's where a hat comes in and is really awesome because it is going to obviously keep the sun off of your face, and if you have dark hair like me, it keeps the sun off of your head and therefore your hair won't be literally baking in the sunlight all day. You can find really cute hats like this, again, at Target for a very, very affordable price. So if you don't have a hat like this, even if you're a dude, just wear a hat, have something available, because getting sunburn on your head sucks, and honestly, giving yourself any ability to stay cool when the weather can get super, super hot is something you'll appreciate having. On that note, you're going to want to have a water bottle with you. You are allowed to bring either one factory sealed water bottle or like a refillable plastic water bottle that's empty with you into the festival. I would say go eco-friendly and just get yourself a refillable water bottle. Also one that's really secure that you can screw the lid on really well and throw into your backpack. You don't want like one of those tumblers or anything that will potentially leak in your bag, because odds are you're going to get sick of carrying it. You're going to want to be able to just like throw it in your bag. So I have a nice little small kind of more compact one like this. Water is free in the festival. They have tons of refilling stations, so you can just go and refill your water anytime you need, which is great. The next thing that we just recently within the last year invested in that's been awesome is one of these really nice picnic blankets that has one of the more like nylon-y textures to it. So this is great for obviously sitting on the ground. This one we got is a bit bigger. We used to have a picnic blanket that was really only good for 2 people. This one seats more like 4 people. Obviously, we don't necessarily always have 4 people with us, but it's nice to have the extra room, and it's nice to have something that won't absorb moisture in case the ground is a little bit wet if it rains or something like that. But honestly, you're gonna do a lot of sitting at the festival, whether you're listening to music or you're eating or whatnot. So these are an absolute necessity. And again, we got this at Target. Apparently I just buy everything at Target. I think this was like $15, $20, and it has a little carrying handle. It wraps up all in itself. It doesn't have any kind of carrying case, which is really nice. So this is something that will definitely be coming with us. Now, one of the really cool things about Firefly is that it's essentially in the woods. Like, you have big cleared areas where all of the stages are, but kind of surrounding all of that are woodlands. So there are areas of trees where you can go and set up a hammock and just chill out. They do have areas where they already have hammocks for you, but those go pretty quickly. So if you have your own that you can bring with you, you basically have a portable bed that you can just go like take a nap in, go set up and read a book. Obviously, again, it can get really hot, so just being able to be in the trees in the shade, laying down, can help you replenish some energy because the days get pretty long. So I just ordered one of these online from like Amazon. I also got some hammock straps, just as a little thing to keep in mind. Most of the time when you buy a hammock, it doesn't come with any way to attach it to a tree. You need to like buy these straps separately. But these Eno ones, this Atlas suspension system, these are awesome. They're really, really durable and heavy duty. These have lasted us through several trips. So definitely would recommend, if you're gonna get a hammock, to get these straps. Get a 2-person hammock also, I would recommend, over the 1-person ones. They are bigger, definitely more roomy, especially if you're traveling with a friend or a significant other. But yeah, we did not have a hammock the first year that we went, and we realized shortly after that we would never go back to Firefly without one, because it is one of the most convenient ways to rest up during the festival. Now, something else that's come in really handy for me lately for a bunch of different events has been one of these portable batteries. So they do have charging stations at Firefly, both in the camping grounds and within the festival, but they are usually swarmed with people. So the odds of you being able to get one and be able to sit there long enough to fully recharge your electronic devices, it's not very easy. And obviously you're probably going to be taking pictures and Snapchatting and videos and all that kind of stuff. So your phone battery can die really, really quickly, and it's nice to have something to give it some juice while you're there. So I always kind of keep this charged up, use it as a backup, and then I can kind of alternately charge the battery and my phone, so that way I have more juice the whole day and I'm not like losing any opportunities to capture any fun moments with my phone. Something else important that you obviously don't want to forget is sunscreen. Sunscreen is obviously a must because you're out in the sun, you know, literally all day long. I recently wrote a blog post on how you can pick the perfect sunscreen, so I will link that for you guys in the description box if you want to read that and learn about the differences between chemical sunscreens and physical sunscreens. I personally am a fan of physical sunscreens. I just find that they are less irritating to my skin, but obviously you should do your homework and figure out what is best for you. When you are actually going into the festival, you cannot bring any aerosol cans, period. No aerosol bug spray, no aerosol sunscreen. You can have them at your campground. So like this bottle here I just picked up from Bear Republic. I'm gonna have this back at my campsite, but I obviously cannot bring it with me. I do have the lotion versions, so these are totally fine. So I really do like, again, the Bear Republic SPFs. Are all mineral sunscreens. You can find them at Target and also now at Ulta, and they are awesome. They also make a face version, which I really, really like. This one has a little bit of a tint, so if you kind of want to do more of that no makeup kind of vibe while you're at the festival, this will just kind of even out your skin tone a little bit too, and it's a little less chalky and white, which is awesome. I also just picked up this new Tarte Guard Mineral Powder Sunscreen, which I thought was really cool. Basically, it's one of these products where it has a dispenser through the brush, so the powder, you just click it up and then you brush it onto your face. It comes right in through the bristles. It has SPF 30. Again, it's a mineral sunscreen, so I figured this will be something I'm going to keep in my backpack for touching up my facial SPF throughout the day, because we all know once you put your SPF on your face in the morning, it's really hard to reapply it if you have makeup on. So at least between this and my hat, hopefully I'll be able to keep my face burn free. And of course, don't forget your lips. I feel like lips are really easily neglected when it comes to SPF, but honestly, if you're really in intense sun all day, you can get burns on your lips and they suck. Bear Republic makes a really good one. The Dewberry smells amazing. If you like more of a minty vibe, the Jack Black lip balm with SPF 25 is also really good. And of course, you know, it can be a long day while you're there. Listening to music is a lot of fun, but I would always recommend bringing a book, bringing some cards, bringing maybe like a game to play, something to do to keep yourself busy throughout the day, especially if you plan on actually going into the festival grounds fairly early. Some of the bands don't start playing until later in the afternoon, so you may have a lot of downtime. I just find it's nice to have things to like occupy your time during the day while you're there. So we always make sure we've got a couple of little like activity things on hand. Now this is going to be a very mom thing of me to suggest that you bring with you, but I'm going to put it out there. It's loud. Obviously, you're at a music festival and your ears after a while just like may need a break. Bring earplugs. Like if you don't use them, you don't use them, but if you want them, you'll be so glad that you have them, especially if you want to be really close to the stage and the speakers, obviously because you're, you know, outside and you're having music played for thousands and thousands of people, they are blasting and your hearing is something you can never get back if you ruin it. So just putting it out there, they're a good thing to have with you in case you want them. And then we move into the more apparel related side of things, which I feel like, again, people have some sort of misconceptions about what festival attire is really like. You know, a lot of people go to Coachella and they're super boho, dressed to the nines, wearing like these ridiculous strappy heels and all this stuff. And honestly, you know, if you are staying in a hotel, you're getting Ubered to the festival, you're gonna show up for a few hours and then go home, you probably can get away with wearing whatever you want. But if you're someone that's camping out for 4 days and you are walking miles and miles and miles, odds are those kinds of outfits, not super practical. I would say, like, as a girl, one of the most like festival appropriate but also comfortable things you can get away with wearing are like bralettes. Bralettes are basically all I live in for the 4 days that I'm at the festival, because let's be serious, any kind of bra with wires, like, you're just not even gonna want to deal with. You want to be comfortable. It also gets ridiculously hot. You get sweaty, and just anything that's more breathable and movable is going to be so much more comfortable to wear. I honestly love Aerie for that reason. They have some of the cutest like little bralettes. Some of them are lined, some of them are not. Like, I got this little crochet one a year or two ago. I don't know if they have something quite like this, but you could easily wear, you know, one of these by itself. You could wear it under a top or something like that, depending on how comfortable you are with showing skin. I mean, let's put it this way. The one thing I will say is that at a festival, there's very little judgment. People wear all kinds of crazy stuff. It's hot. As long as all of the appropriate bits are covered, you can kind of get away with wearing whatever you want. I just personally wouldn't go for any kind of like Spanx, any kind of crazy undergarments or things that you feel like you need to wear any kind of uncomfortable bras or underwear or whatnot with, because like you're honestly not going to want to deal with it. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that the temperature during the day and the temperature at night can fluctuate pretty significantly. So if you're wearing shorts and like a little bralette during the day, you're gonna want to make sure that you have like a pair of jeans or some kind of pants and like a really cute sweatshirt with you to put on in the evening when the temperature drops like 30 degrees. I am like obsessed with these Doublehood sweatshirts from Mindy May's Market. I will link them for you guys in the description box if you want to check them out. They have so many cute styles. They're really nice and soft. They're long. They have a bunch of different materials they're made out of, so you kind of have to read the fine print closely to see how stretchy the one you're buying is, but generally, like, I know this is something I will bring with me to throw on top of whatever I'm wearing, so that way I'm not freezing my butt off at night. On that note, I also usually do bring some kind of a blanket with me to like snuggle under, not just one to sit on. And it is helpful that Ryan and I each have our own backpack, so we kind of like divvy up all of our supplies between the two of us. So like usually one of us will have the sweatshirts and the books and stuff, the other one will have the water bottles and the blankets and the whatnot. So usually between the two of us we have enough room to carry everything that we need. But yeah, just know at night, if you're someone that gets cold really easily, it can get down into like the 60s even, so you may want layers. The other thing I cannot stress the importance of enough is comfortable footwear. You don't want to be wearing your really cute kicks. You want to be wearing sneakers that you don't mind getting really grimy and dirty. The ground can be anywhere from muddy to dusty, depending on how recently it's rained. So you don't want to be wearing your nice new sneakers. And honestly, you want to be wearing sneakers over sandals for when you're in the actual festival, because you are walking a lot and your feet will be dying if you are wearing flip-flops. I think flip-flops are awesome to have back at the campsite, like something easy to throw on if you want to go to the bathroom or something, but for the actual festival itself, just wear sneakers. I promise you will be glad that you did. And then the last group of things I want to talk about are for anybody that's planning on spending the night camping during Firefly. If you're sleeping in a tent for 4 nights, you know, you definitely need to be a little bit resourceful. You don't have all of your normal amenities that you would have if you were staying in a hotel or something, so definitely makes a difference in terms of what you want to pack or not pack. One of the biggest musts are wipes. So like I usually bring face wipes or makeup removing wipes as well as baby wipes. I want something pretty heavy duty to take my makeup off. I'll usually also bring like a specific eye makeup remover if I know I'm going to be wearing eyeliner or anything more heavy duty that I really want to make sure it comes off. But just for like my general face makeup, I'll always bring makeup removing wipes, and then usually I'll bring baby wipes to wipe down everything else of my body. So I'm gonna be pretty real with you guys. I mean, you get pretty grimy when you're at a music festival. It's hot, you're sweating, you're covered in sunscreen, the ground can get a little bit dirty, things can get dusty. Like you're not going to be looking super fresh all day. And honestly, one of the most liberating parts of being there is not caring that you're dirty and not being judged for it. But it does feel really nice when you get back to your tent at the end of a long day to like wipe all the grime off of yourself before you crawl in your sleeping bag to go to sleep. They do have showers at the festival, so like if you really want to take a shower, you can. It costs like $5 to take a shower. Usually the lines are very, very long. Usually there are areas within the campgrounds also where they have like big like water refilling stations and troughs set up, kind of almost like a big long sink where you can brush your teeth, you can wash your face. Honestly, what I have found you can easily do, like I think if I use the wipes to wipe myself down at night, when I get up in the morning, I will actually properly wash my face, like at the little water refilling station. I will fill up an Nalgene bottle and I will use that water to wash my hair, to shave my legs, to do whatever I need to do if the line for the shower is like insane and I don't feel like dealing with it. And usually that's enough to feel put together, and then you know, you reapply your deodorant, you throw on your clothes, you throw on your sunscreen, and boom, you're good. And honestly, if you can skip washing your hair for a day or two, that makes life easy. The Derma E dry shampoo is incredible for soaking up greasiness in your hair, even when your hair is dark like mine, so I feel like I could easily stretch washing my hair for a few days if I'm using this. You know, you can braid your hair, you can get creative. Again, it's a festival, so you don't need to look perfect, which is really kind of nice. I also absolutely love the Gumi hair ties, like any of those sort of like, they look like the old school foam cord kind of hair ties because they are plastic and they don't get dirty and grimy the way like a cloth elastic for your hair would. So these are awesome. If you don't have any of them for a festival, I would highly recommend them. And the last thing that I cannot recommend enough that you have if you are camping, that is a little bit random, but honestly super important. It's toilet paper. Porta potties are the reality of music festivals, and they do get cleaned every day usually, but by 3 a.m. if you have to pee, they could be completely out of toilet paper, and that sucks. So having some stashed away in your tent as like an emergency backup, you will appreciate it greatly. So those are all of my recommendations for what to bring with you to Firefly 2018. Even if you're not planning on joining us this year, hopefully some of this information was helpful to you if you are planning on going on any kind of a camping trip, because I feel like a lot of this stuff would be helpful anywhere you're away from home or don't have easy access to, like, you know, the drugstore or Target. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your support. And again, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to see more of my videos in the future, make sure you click that button before you go. So with all that being said, I need to make some sense out of this mess and actually start packing some of this stuff up. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.